So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this session, a few hours with business analytics. So, on behalf of business analytics, is a wonderful faculty. She has got the in-depth knowledge and will be sharing with all of you. So, from here on, everything Sir will be saying, try to note it, try to understand it. Okay, that is more important. Try to understand it, and wherever you have any issues, do write it down somewhere. I will question this to Sir later on, and after Sir opens the queue of question answer round, you can all ask there. Okay.
Hi, very good evening to all of you. Now, the session is that we have a session today on something called business analytics. Now, this is the keyword in the industry right now. Now, let me tell you, there are certain terms which are expressed or said in the same way, like business analytics, data analytics, business intelligence. These are few terms that we come across very frequently. The point is that, are they related to each other? Are they different things? They are not different things. In today's world, the entire business runs on data. Any business you talk about, I'm not talking about small businesses. I'm talking about mid-sized businesses and, of course, large-scale businesses. You take down example of any company, they only and only rely on data so that they can find out the insights. Now, finding the insights is the key thing that a data analyst does, a data scientist does. Now, before I start the session, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mukul Basu, and I'm a faculty and trainer of business analytics, as well as I run also education company called GlobeNet Systems. This company, GlobeNet Systems, is into training. And what kind of training do we provide? We're into hardcore IT training, high-end IT trainings, and business analytics training. These are the two verticals we have in which we cater the students. And our students comes from every discipline, be it BTech, BCA, BCom, BSc, chemistry honors, mathematics, economics. You talk about any stream, we cater every kind of students, because IT and business analytics are the two domains in which most of the recruitment is going on, and in coming days and years also, recruitment will be happening very fast. Now, initially, IT was the key holder in the job market. IT is still there, but business analytics is coming up in various speed. So nowadays, people who are having non-technical backgrounds also, they are also recruited in analytics domain. What you need to know is exactly what software knowledge you should have. Now, if somebody comes from economics background or chemistry background or even English honors background, that person might not be a technical person. Of course, I cannot expect an English honors student to do analytics for me. So what they need to do is just to learn certain techniques, certain tools, after which they can be easily absorbed by technical companies who are into analytics. Can you tell me the name of the city?
Howrah.
Obviously, as you can see from the color of the taxi and shape of the taxi. So the discussion we are going to start is something on business analytics, and it is also termed as data analytics. So because today's world, the entire business systems runs on data only. But as I said, this company from which I am belonging, GlobeNet System, is a typically IT and business analytics based training company. We are mostly into analytic trainings, and whatever kind of softwares are available in the market for data analytics, we cater all of them. So what we are going to learn today, what will be our point of discussion? First, we need to know what is business analytics. We do not have any clear understanding about it till now. Now, first thing that comes to your mind or comes to my mind is, what exactly is analytics? Is it calculation only? Now, we need to answer two important questions. The first question is, what is visualization and why is visualization important? Now, let me tell you, here lies the difference between seeing a thing and visualizing a thing. Although in English term, both of them seem to be quite same, but actually in business terms, they are absolutely different. So seeing a data and visualizing a data is not the same thing. When you see a data, you are not getting inside the data. You are just viewing the upper portion of it. But when we talk about visualization, we are talking about what lies inside, which you can never find with your naked eyes. For that, you need to have certain tools or softwares which will help you to understand what exactly lies within the data. Whenever you're working with 10,000, 20,000 lakhs of data, just by seeing the data, you will not be able to conclude anything. It is not possible for human brain to process lakhs of data just by seeing. So what do? We need to visualize it. And for that, what do we want? What do we need? We need certain tools. Exactly speaking, we need certain softwares which will help us to understand the insights of the data. Are you getting the difference? Did you got the difference between seeing and visualizing? So what is data visualization? It says data visualization is the process of describing information through visual rendering. That means when you are presenting the data in graphical or pictorial format, things become very easy to understand. Only seeing the raw data does not help us. Moreover, the most important point is that if I use tools or softwares for visualizing the data, I can understand and identify new patterns in data. That is the most important part. Perhaps you have been working with Excel, some of you have been working with Access, some of you have been working with SQL Server, but still, I believe any one of you have not worked with lakhs and lakhs of data. Anybody among you, have you worked with 50,000 or 1 lakh of data at any point of time? Anybody?
No, sir.
No. That means you have not got the exact flavor how data crunching has to be done. And that's why identifying new pattern is important. Because once you find out the inner strength or the new patterns, you will be able to make decisions. Now, this data analysis is done by the data scientists or the people who works with data. They create reports and present the data to the upper management so that they can take a decision. So this data analysis is also sometimes termed as decision support system. We call it as DSS. Now, your report has to be pure, your data has to be pure, then only you will be able to identify new patterns among huge pool of data. Now, I've changed the slide. Can everybody see what is displayed over here? If you look thoroughly, you will get to see in the left-hand side, I have got some text-based record. Basically, they are movie collection record from 1937 till 1974. In the right-hand side, I do have the same presentation of data in a graphical format. Now, you tell me which one is more understandable to you.
Right one, sir.
Graphical.
Only because,
Graphical.
yes,
Pictorial
graphical. Why?
concept.
Because we as a human being understand picture better than text. Nobody is interested in your text-based data. From the graph, you can easily say that the business was low in 1940, gradually it took up in 1960, then after in 1970 to 1975, we have seen quite a growth in the movie collection. Now, this information which you are saying by seeing the right-hand side graph, you will never be able to say by seeing the left-hand side data. That is the reason for why data visualization is important. And this, now you can say, sir, I can create this data with the help of Excel also. Fair enough. But remember, Excel is not a hardcore data analytics tool. Especially, Excel is a accounting tool. Although some calculation of analysis can be done with Excel, but we do not prefer Excel to use while doing data analysis. For that, we have specialized softwares. Now, why is data visualization important? First of all, we are all visual creatures. We understand things very fast just by seeing it. And we remember everything graphically or visually. So charts and graphs, if you show me, I will be remembering them. But if you show me data in text format, I might be remembering, you might not be remembering them after half an hour's time. So if I ask you, how does India look? You will immediately remember the map of India because you have seen the map of India several times in graphical format. So that is one of the advantages of remembering data in graphical format. And we always remember things visually rather than in tabular format. Over here, I'm displaying a graph, the same graph which you have seen over there. This graph is a bar chart, simple bar chart, and you can easily understand the bar chart, the blue bar and dark blue bar. The blue bar says the sale is less, and the dark blue says the sale is high. Now, if I try to explain you all this data without showing the graph, you will never be able to understand. So analytics is one part, and after that, displaying the report with a proper tool is the most important part. So while doing analysis, you have to know which are the tools or softwares you need to learn for perfect data analysis. Just for the point, I'm saying that selection of tools or software plays a vital role in making your analysis and passing on the perfect data analysis to the upper management so that they can take a decision based on your reports. So every decision will be taken based on the report that you have created using the perfect tool which is required for that kind of data. Now you see, we have got 4 kinds of graphs over here. The first one is what? Tell me, what kind of graph is the first one?
Bar graph.
And the right hand side, what we have?
Line graph.
Below we have got histogram, and the right hand side below we have got pie chart, right? This graphs has been created from certain data. And I believe all you have done till now, whatever computers or whatever softwares you have learned, you have already learned how to create bar charts, pie charts, histogram, everything. And there's I am showing you only 4 graphs. There are more than 20-30 types of graphs which you can use for your data analysis. Should I be using any graph for any kind of data? The answer is absolutely no. You should never use all kind of graphs for all kind of data. It does not go in that way. So first of all, you need to understand what kind of data you are working with. Are you working with character kind of data? Are you working with numerical kind of data? Are you working with date kind of data? So analysis of the data comes first, then the selection of graphs come next. If the selection of graph is not or improper, then you will not be having the kind of analysis you are actually looking for. So the starting point is what kind of data you are working with. That understanding has to be cleared first. Second comes what kind of graph you need to produce so that the decisions can be taken later on. Now, what is business analytics? We use 2 terms interchangeably. One is BI, which is business analytics, or we call them BA, business analytics or business intelligence. So this is a kind of a software that the company install in their systems, because any big short companies nowadays, most of the companies are concerned about 2 things. First of all, they will be processing their data with the help of software which will be used by human beings, number 1. Number 2 is also they have to take care of the security of the data, for which cyber security is playing a major role in the saving of the data, because so many thefts are happening, so many things are happening in the internet which needs to be saved, because all the company wants their data to be saved and secured. And for that, cyber security plays a major role. That is a different part. And business analytics, that is working on the data to find out the insights from the data so that new patterns can be found out, based on which we can take a decision. Every company, you talk about any industry, you talk about car industry, you talk about garment industry, you talk about petrochemical industry, you talk about sports industry, any industry you talk about have already installed or is going to install the system or the softwares in their IT systems so that their decision becomes perfect. Now, business or the system will not be executing automatically. It has to be worked with some people people like us who knows the software will be handling the software so that we can input the data and find out what exactly are looking for. In this competitive world, every company have understood that without business intelligence report, they cannot move further. So how does this business intelligence helps us? Number one, it helps us in improving performance of a company, discover opportunities from the existing data, operate efficiently without errors, and predictive decision making. The last and the fourth part is the most important part. Predictive decision making, so that you can predict what is going to happen. For example, if we take down the example of suppose a sports company who has done certain amount of business in the last 5 years. Now I want to know what is going to be the growth or what is going to be the situation of the company in the coming 3 years. Now, how do I calculate that? If I have the previous year's data with me, then I can implement certain tools and softwares which will help me to find out what is going to be the situation of the company financially 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line. Now remember one thing, the predictions we are talking about can never be 100% accurate. It can never be. But exactly you can expect that even the 90 to 99% perfection is there. That is also a big job for the company. So predictive decision making is one of the most important factors for which we are implementing, the companies are implementing, they're recruiting data scientists, they're recruiting data analysts to work with their previous year's data, which can be 10 years old, which can be 20 years old, which can be even 15 years old. The more data you have, the more prediction will be easier for the business and the system and the software to find out what is going to be happening next. So everything can be predicted to a certain percentage of accuracy if you know how to handle the software.